All right, let's jump right in. Have you ever stopped to think about what makes a committee meeting, well, official? I mean, how many people does it take to make a decision that affects absolutely everyone in your building? Today, we're going to get right into the nitty gritty and break down the one rule that answers that exact question. So, picture this. Your management committee, they're about to vote on a massive renovation. We're talking a new roof, maybe a lift upgrade, something that's going to cost everyone a good bit of money. But then, on meeting day, only 2 members show up. Just 2. So here's the million-dollar question. Can they actually make that call? Can they legally push that project through? I mean, the whole thing is just hanging by a thread, right? And this isn't just some thought experiment. This is serious stuff. If the proper rules aren't followed, any decision they make could be completely invalid. Poof, gone. You're talking about wasting a whole lot of time, a whole lot of money, and maybe even landing in some legal hot water. The stakes for your entire community are way higher than you might think. But here's the good news. You don't have to guess. There's no need for any arguments or confusion because the law gives us a crystal clear answer to stop this kind of chaos before it even starts. It all boils down to one single, really powerful legal idea that brings fairness and legitimacy to every single meeting. Okay, let's dive into this. And that big concept, it's called quorum. Think of a quorum as the magic number. It's the absolute minimum number of members who have to be in the room for a meeting to be, legit. Without a quorum, any discussion is basically just a coffee chat. Any vote they take, it's just a friendly suggestion. Absolutely nothing is official or binding. And listen, this isn't just some best practice or a good idea. No, this is the law. We're getting this straight from the official rulebook, the Strata Management Act. And we're zooming right in on a very specific part, paragraph 4 of the second schedule. You can think of this as the operating system, the force code, for how every single management committee meeting is supposed to run. All right, so let's crack this rule wide open. We're going to break down exactly what paragraph 4 says, so you'll know the precise number for your committee, no matter how big or small it is. Now check this out, because the law gets super specific with the numbers. It's all based on your committee size. So if you've got a small committee, say up to 4 members, you only need 2 people for a quorum. Makes sense. But as the committee gets bigger, the quorum does too. 5 or 6 members, now you need 3. Got 7 or 8 members, you're going to need 4. See the pattern emerging? It's pretty much always half the total number of members. It's this simple scaling rule that keeps everything proportional and fair. Now, the law does have this one tiny little exception tucked away in there. It says, except where there is only one proprietor. Now, this is a pretty rare situation, right? But it makes total sense. I mean, if one person owns the entire building, they don't exactly need a quorum to have a meeting with themselves, do they? But for pretty much everybody else, those numbers we just went over are the absolute hard and fast rule. In this chart, well, it just lays it all out so clearly. It's that scaling principle we were just talking about. The bigger the committee, the bigger the quorum. It's a really simple but honestly brilliant system. It makes sure that the more owners who are represented on a committee, the more of those representatives actually have to be in the room to make the big calls. It's all about keeping things fair. Okay, so we've got the numbers down, but the big question is why? Why does this rule even matter so much? Well, let me tell you, this is not just about ticking a legal box. This quorum rule is a cornerstone, a fundamental pillar that protects your community, your home, and, yeah, your investment. So what does having a quorum actually guarantee? Well, first off, it makes sure there's fair representation. It means decisions are made by a decent chunk of the committee, not just the 2 or 3 people who decided to show up that day. It's what stops a small, vocal group from hijacking the whole process and pushing their own agenda. It's all about procedural fairness, which gives real legitimacy to whatever the committee decides. And when you put all that together, it protects the integrity of how your building is run, which, at the end of the day, safeguards the value of your investment. So at the end of the day, remember this. A quorum isn't just a number. It's not just a box to tick. It's a safeguard. It's like a shield for the whole community, designed to make absolutely sure that the big decisions, the ones that impact your home and your wallet, are made fairly, openly, and with proper representation. And that really brings us to the final, most important thought. Now you know the rule, you know the exact numbers, and more importantly, you know why it matters so much. So I'll leave you with this question. Is your committee following the rule? The next time you get the minutes from a meeting, are you going to take a quick look and check if they even had a quorum?